Hi, everybody. Claudia here from Hugo Coffee. As you know, we are a female-founded and owned and certified coffee roasting company with an animal welfare mission. And that mission is to support dog and cat rescues around the country. And we do this by our fundraisers. We do them weekly and we do them week-long. And we pick a specific animal rescue or shelter to support during the course of that week with the sales. And we donate $2.50 for every single item sold on the website during the course of the week to our partner of the week. And this week, we have the lovely Cinnamon and Karina from Whidbey Animals Improvement Foundation. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's our pleasure. You know, this is what Beth and I live for.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So do we.
Right, now, tell me all about Whidbey Animals Improvement Foundation, otherwise known as WAIF.
So if people aren't familiar, we're based on Whidbey Island in northwestern Washington. We're about an hour away from Seattle. Mm-hmm. And to make a long story short, we were founded in 1990 with a few passionate volunteers who got around a kitchen table and said something's got to change. And then there were donors behind that said, yeah, it's got to change. It was late 80s and early 90s. The whole movement really started for no kill.
Yes, I was wondering if you were referring to moving from a kill shelter to a no kill shelter.
Well, it wasn't even a kill shelter. We were in a rural area, and it was let's just get something more formal in place. And, you know, cats weren't really regarded. It was more about the dogs. Mm-hmm. And so it was just the community and a few stalwart volunteers that said, okay, enough is enough. And it just started from 1990 until today. In 2015, we finally had a capital campaign and opened our new shelter, which is 3 times bigger than our old facility, which is basically a manufactured home.
Right.
And so we're a modern shelter finally, and we're just been able to increase or improve our sanitation, disease control. That makes a big difference. The laundry facilities are bigger. I mean, I could go on and on. Of course, it's for the animals, but
well, let me get this straight. So it sounds to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, but you are a privately funded shelter. Correct. Doing the work of what a typical government, a typical county or city shelter would do.
Sure.
For the community.
Yeah. We do contract with 2 animal control jurisdictions, basically the city of Oak Harbor, there in the north end of the island. And then we're based in Island County. There's 2 islands, but we're just on Whidbey Island. Mm-hmm. And so we do have government contracts that account to maybe 6 to 8% of our budget. Everything else is donations. So,
but your function is similar to that of a municipal shelter.
Correct. Yes.
Just happens to be mostly privately funded as like a rescue organization.
Yes. Yes. So, but the only government support, the government support we get is about, like I said, 6 to 8%. But everything else, we have 2 thrift stores. That helps to fund our programs. But we're donation based.
Who did this work before you guys?
How do you mean?
Like if there's no county or city or government funded shelter, where were the animals going before you guys came along?
It was just it was in such a small building and next to the dump. And
it was one of those. Okay.
Yeah. Now we're just across the street, which is so much better.
Okay. And much bigger. And
yes.
And is the facility where where the animals reside, is it an adoption center as well?
It is an adoption center. Even though we call ourselves a shelter, I always consider it an adoption center because our priority is giving positive outcomes, live outcomes for our animals. In the last 14 years, we hit our highest live release rate in 2023 of 96.9%. And we've always been, except for 1 year, we were at 89% in recent memory, but we've always been above 90. And so we identify with the no-kill philosophy, and that's that's our mission.
So when you say that the rate is 92 or whatever, 91%, I'm going to assume that the 8% that is the other side of the coin are mostly illness,
yes,
medical related issues, which
yes,
render the animal unadoptable.
correct. Maybe 1% or less than 1% of the time, we do have to euthanize for behavioral issues. We have a responsibility to the community to place animals that won't harm other animals or people. And sometimes that's a hard reality, but that's our responsibility. And so, but that happens rarely. Yeah.
But I think the model is fascinating in that we've been doing this for a long time, and I used to be in this world. Like I ran an animal rescue, for God's sakes. And we pulled our animals from the shelters, from the Summit County shelter.
Right.
Salt Lake City, they have a bunch of shelters down in Salt Lake City. So that's where we would pull the animals from, West Valley and Summit County and Wasatch County. But those were municipal, they were government-run shelters.
Right. And they were probably open admission. I'm assuming they were open admission, which is the more polite term of, saying a kill shelter. But, open admission, there's a few government.
That's exactly right. But I think what's fascinating is that you are a privately funded nonprofit organization fulfilling a governmental function.
Yes.
Which is interesting, and I've never run across this, and we do this all the time.
That's fascinating because I don't know if you've heard of Shelter Animals Count. It's a national database, and I can't quite. I'm trying to think in the Northwest or national. The private shelter with government contracts, I think that accounts for 38%, about 38. Yeah, so it's probably the second most popular model.
Well, now it just gives me a whole nother universe of organizations to reach out to. We've been limiting ourselves. Thank God we found you, or you found us, or however that happened.
Validated, thanks to Ansel and Sarah.
We love him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're thankful they're on the island because we can't take care of farm animals, but they can. So
yes,
it's nice.
Yes, that's awesome. All right, now tell us about how many cats and dogs and types of species you are rescuing and rehoming a year.
Oh, sure. So last year we took in, COVID really kind of hit everybody, but our numbers went back up. So we took in, like I said, we're a small shelter, but we took in 676 animals, and I have all these statistics here. Sorry, it's hard to remember.
That's a great impact right there.
Yeah. So most of our intakes come from strays.
Yes.
And people not reclaiming their animals. Yes. And so that's kind of surprising. That's why we want, even if we really want people to microchip, and we're going to do something celebrating microchipping in August and have an event, which we've never done before. Stay tuned. And then, so going down, 51%, we received as strays, and 29 owner surrenders. Our owner surrenders, whether it has to do with the economy, housing,
it's gone up.
Yeah.
And that is definitely a trend across the board.
Yeah. And, it's expensive to live on an island. I think it's the fourth most expensive county in the state. And, there's 3 ways to get to the island, but it's still, remote in a way. And so it makes it tough. And then and we have a military presence here on the north end. So sometimes, people can't find housing that will take pets.
Right. Sure.
And so that's a hard decision to make. And so we've seen the surrenders go up. And then just to round that out, we had 16% came from animal control, and about 4% we did a transfer with the organization. So that was fun. They just ran out of room. They're a very small shelter, and they just ran out of room. So it was nice to help them out.
That's awesome. And and if I remember correctly, you also have a robust spay-neuter program.
We have a few. We do
TNR.
We do TNR once a month.
Mm-hmm.
We do, thankfully, with donations, and I know we'll get to that later, but thankfully with donations, we do have a part-time veterinarian. I don't know what we would do without this veterinarian because we're able to spay neuter every animal that comes in.
That's great.
Prior to adoption. And then we have a coupon program, voucher program for qualified income owners to assist in the spay neuter cost. Mm-hmm. And also emergency assistance too.
That's great.
So, yeah, and so I'm trying to think. We have three different programs. Three different programs for spay neuter. Mm-hmm. And, whether a person wants to take their own animal in, or we have what we call our cat snip program for the community cats, and also a voucher for that program as well. Oh gosh, I can keep going on and on, but yes, spay neuter is important.
You're doing, the whole breadth of services that rescues love to do, and not all get to do the whole suite of services that you're doing. But you're vaccinating, you're spaying and neutering, you're taking care of them medically, you're getting your animals ready to be rehomed or adopted.
Right.
Do you have any do you go to adoption events? Do you have adoption events?
We've done that occasionally. We're hoping to do that more. I mean, it's taken a while to reawaken the beast, I guess, since COVID. Yeah, we have do a few offsites. We did one in Seattle, and so that was great. One of our long time cat residents got adopted, so that's pretty great. And we do offsites occasionally. We do it up in Petco.
Sure.
Any business who wants to host some animals, we're happy to do that.
Sure. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. And we love our jobs too.
We love our job. I didn't love doing what you do.
Oh yeah.
Because it was really hard emotionally for me to deal with it. So I like that. I mean, I think I put on 30 pounds the few years I was running an animal rescue. I
don't know anything about that.
I was so stressed. And it was, don't tell me the origin story. Do not do that. That makes me cry.
Yeah.
But I love I love what we do now. I love being able to support all the great work you guys are doing.
Oh, we appreciate
not being in the thick of it, because that was not that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So God love you is all I have to say.
I'll pass that on.
God love all of yous. Without you guys, and also I cannot emphasize enough every time I chat with you, your organizations like yours, the impact of spay neuter. The impact of spay neuter is 10-fold, 100-fold, so many folds over adopting.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know this. I've mentioned it in a couple of talks. The University of Florida, it's easily, you can Google that, did a study because when COVID shut everything down and vet offices and all that, they mentioned nearly 3 million spay neuters didn't happen during the time of COVID. And we're seeing it. And
30 million animals.
Yeah, it's pretty. So we're seeing it.
That is an intense figure.
It is. And that's what we were told by our vet. So I'm like, I have to look this up. And so can you imagine?
No. All right. Now, Cinnamon, tell me, now, and I know you also do educational outreach because you do it all.
We try to. There's always more to do, but we try to.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. We do it all. All right. Now, you got to tell, we have 2.5 more days. We got to get your fan base engaged. Now, I know did you drink the coffee we sent you?
Yes, I drank it this morning. I can't drink anymore. But here's what I tried. Can you see that?
Did you enjoy?
Yes.
Excellent. Because
I have the bag in my office open because I love the smell of it.
Yeah.
And like aromatherapy.
Yeah, for your fan base, because my fan base knows. Your fan base needs to know that the coffee is damn good. We don't just rely on our mission. Our coffee is in 5-star resorts and restaurants, etc. It's good coffee.
Yeah, I can see why. No, it's really good. And I hope sales have come through because it's delicious. And like I said, Karina and I were like, this smells good.
All right. Now, so we have 2.5 more days left of the fundraiser, which ends Sunday at midnight. And we got to get the message out about two things in addition to the fact of the fundraiser. One, if you buy Betty's Brew, that's in honor of Betty White.
Oh, okay.
We donate $5 per bag to you.
Oh, okay.
So Betty's Brew is a double the impact brew, and it is a breakfast blend, so it's a medium roast. So the FYI.
Okay.
And the other thing is that the $2.50 is per item sold, including T-shirts, hats, mugs. If you don't drink coffee, there's dog toys, there's dog bowls. Like there's things you can buy to help you guys if you're not a coffee drinker. So we want to make sure that message gets out as well. And now, of course, what we need to know is say we just killed it and we did $200 to $300. We could give you $200 to $300 of a donation on Monday. What kind of impact would that have?
Where can I begin?
Yeah.
Well, I know vet offices, are experiencing this. Cost of operations has gone up. So that can go for vaccinations. Mm-hmm. That can go for, let me see, I'm trying to count off the top of my head, 20 bags of kitty litter. Mm-hmm. It could go for, 6-7 bags of dog food. Mm-hmm. Right, 8. Gosh, what else? I can't even think, but
it goes to general operating costs, right?
Those are, but it's representative.
The stuff you typically do, as much as you can do for the amount of money, you're going to do it.
Like I said, we're grateful for having a vet on staff, and so part of it too is that we're having to do a lot of lab tests, and that has those prices have gone up considerably. So we want healthy animals to go out to adopters. So that's, we run those lab tests, we do all that. So between food and care, $200, whatever, goes a long ways. I mean, if someone does $5, I mean, that can buy a bag of treats. If it's $10, we can buy 2 bags of treats, and so it just multiplies, and people can give what they feel comfortable with. And but as long as they're compassionate animal lovers, that's the most important thing. And realizing that, I'm proud to work at WAIF, and just because honoring the legacy of the people who founded WAIF and to carry that on, of course, shelters, I imagine, want to be out of business, but there's a need there.
Of course.
Yeah.
And by the way, WAIF started very similarly to the organization I ran.
Okay.
So the organization I ran, which I ran 15 years ago. So I think it was, at this point, I bet it's 35 years ago.
Okay.
A group of people banded together in Summit County to address the issues of what Summit County at the time was calling a shelter, which were apparently deplorable. And so that was what started the organization Friends of Animals, which in 2010 I ran for 2 years, and is now called Nuzzles and Company. But very similar origin stories of the organizations that you run and that I ran. Yeah. And God love them. I mean, thank God for people like these groups of people who banded together back in the day to change things.
I know.
The way things, the standard operating procedures.
Right.
And now we have a world where unfortunately, we still have a lot of issues, but we're getting there, right? We're having
impact. There's a lot of progress. The progress has been made, and there's always room for improvement. And so it's fascinating to see, all this momentum building up on behalf of animals.
That's great.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add one thing. I could add a lot more, but I also want to point out, please adopt. When you adopt, it makes room in the facility for us to help more animals.
That's right.
I know that shelters have, it's slowed down for whatever reason, but adopting makes a big difference too. And we can increase our intake. Oh,
my recent foster fail. That's Rosie.
Okay.
Hi, Rosie.
Hi, Rosie. Did you girl? Yes, she's my foster fail.
We have Tiger Lily.
Yeah, we actually have a friend here with us too. Let me say hi. She's been snuggling in my lap. can you say that?
Oh, look at the baby.
This is Tiger Lily. She's one of our shelter cats right now.
Hi,
Or one of our cats here at the shelter, I should say.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the impact of the funds raised through this fundraiser with Hugo or donations, the food, the kitty litter, the medical services, the vaccinations, all of those things go to our little friends like Tiger Lily and other cats and dogs that come through our doors.
That's great. So FYI, my goal in life in 2024 is we're going to launch a cat brand.
Yes. Sorry.
We love it.
We don't want to keep alienating the cat lovers.
No.
We want a dog head on their bag of coffee. So we're going to have, and then we're going to reach out to you because we're going to need help with creating the fun names for the roasts.
Yeah. Okay.
Cats, right?
Yeah.
All right, ladies. So we're going to have to go because I think we're going to get cut off soon. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. We get the word out. Our job for the weekend is to get the word out so people buy. And we sell. So I can write you a big old check on Monday.
We sure appreciate
love
it.
that,
Yeah. Thank you so much. This is great. This is a lot of fun.
It is fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, and we so appreciate all of you at Hugo Coffee Roasters for thinking of WAIF and for supporting us. And we hope that we'll be able to support you as well. I know you're a Utah-based business. I'm a former Utah resident,
Right.
A women-owned business. I think today's International Women's Day, so we love to support that as well. So really, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure. We love what we do, and we just want to keep on doing it. So thank you guys. More importantly, thank you for all you do for the animals, because without you guys, I don't know.
We have a terrific staff. The animal care techs, they work so hard. So we'll pass that on.
I'm telling you, the army of animal welfare people in this country are so inspiring, and they're awe-inspiring. And then when you talk to the farm animal sanctuary people, it's like it's a whole nother level of amazing.
Yeah.
So we think you're all amazing, and we can't thank you enough for what you do for the animals. And we keep our fingers crossed for a killer fundraiser this weekend.
Perfect.
All right. Have a fantastic weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.